Dishonored is one of those games that gets better every time you return to it. Not because it's nostalgic, or because you remember it fondly, but because every time you load into one of its missions, you realise just how deliberately it's constructed. Every alleyway is placed with intent, every window is an opportunity, every rooftop is a question the game is asking you. How do you want to do this? And that's something that modern games, even good ones, rarely give you anymore. So today I want to talk about why Dishonored's level design still hasn't been matched even more than a decade later. Not as a nostalgia trip, but more as a look at a kind of design philosophy we don't really see in modern AAA games. One of the first things that immediately jumps out when you first play Dishonored is the beauty of verticality. One of the first things you'll notice within the first 2 to 3 missions, or even when you go back and replay Dishonored, is how vertical everything really is. And not that fake verticality, not you can climb this one, developer that marked this ledge in yellow or anything. I mean true, systemic, meaningful top to bottom design. Almost every mission is a 3-dimensional puzzle box. Balconies that link to abandoned rooms, or rooftops that thread above entire blocks. Vents tucked behind machinery, or pipes running along walls like improvised walkways. It's a world that's built for players who pay attention. Dishonored doesn't just let you climb things, it expects you to. And when you realise that, the whole game opens up. Routes stop feeling like set paths and start feeling like improvisational theatre. Modern immersive sims are often bigger. Take Assassin's Creed, take any of the recent Assassin's Creed as an example, but they're rarely taller in any meaningful way. Dishonored understood that height isn't just about perspective, it's about control. It's about choosing how you want to approach a problem, not just following signposted routes all the time. And the next thing would then be levels as almost clockwork puzzles. What makes Dishonored's missions special isn't their size, it's their density. Take missions like the House of Pleasure or Lady Boyle's Last Party. These aren't levels you just walk on through. They're spaces you explore, decode, and eventually master. Every mission feels like a clockwork machine. Multiple overlapping entrances, different objectives that naturally intersect, systems that quietly interact behind the scenes, and most importantly, no single correct solution. Dishonored trusts you to find your own path. It gives you a starting point, and an end point, and a beautifully crafted box of toys, and then steps aside. This is where the game's design is at its strongest. It understands that the best stealth isn't about strictly following rules, it's about breaking them creatively. One thing you'll definitely appreciate more on a replay, especially in 2025, is just how much story is hidden in Dishonored spaces. Not in cutscenes, not in pop-up lore entries, but in the way a guard leans on a railing, bored and distracted, or posters on a wall warning of plague, the upper-class glow of the Boyle mansion compared to the filth in the streets outside. Or maybe it's the eerie stillness of the flooded district where every piece of debris suggests something lost. Dishonored doesn't lecture, it implies. So many modern games over-explain themselves, and Dishonored barely needs to say a word. The environment is the narrative. You understand Dunwall's corruption simply by moving through it. And the next major thing that makes Dishonored's level design incredible is the freedom of powers and why that freedom matters. Now, Dishonored's abilities are famous, but what makes them stand out isn't just how fun they are, it's how completely they change the way you move through levels. Blink isn't just teleport to higher ledge, it's a tool for experimenting within the world. Possession lets you bypass routes the developers shouldn't have allowed, but they did anyway, because that's the point. Windblast, Stop Time, Shadow Kill, each one unlocks new solutions that feel like you discovered them, not like the game guided you toward them. And this freedom is built directly into the level design. The maps assume you will do things wrong, weirdly, chaotically, and they embrace it. That spirit of player improvisation is something we rarely see in today's tightly controlled AAA game spaces. Dishonored came from a unique moment in gaming, and I truly think this is why modern games can't match it, at least not at the moment. It comes from a time in gaming when studios were willing to make compact, handcrafted worlds instead of sprawling maps. But of course, that level of craft does come with a cost. Smaller teams working with extreme precision, dozens of unique encounter spaces, mechanics built to interact with everything, and mission design that's dense instead of big. Today, many games chase scale, content volume, or live service structures. There's less room for the kind of tight, interlocking design Arcane built its reputation on. Dishonored isn't impressive because it's huge. Dishonored is impressive because every inch of it matters, and that's something we're not getting much of anymore. When you boot up in 2025, Dishonored feels fresh in a way few older games do. Every mission feels like an invitation. Every route feels like a secret you're discovering for the first time again. Every decision feels like part of a story you're telling, not the game forcing on you. Replayability isn't just a feature, it's the entire philosophy. You don't come back to Dishonored because you forgot what happened. You come back because the game lets you create something new every time you play. Dishonored is more than a good stealth game. It's a reminder of what happens when a studio builds levels with intention, when they trust the player to think, experiment, and improvise. Revisiting it now, it's clear just how rare this kind of design is becoming, and maybe that's why Dishonored still feels unmatched. It wasn't trying to be everything, it wasn't trying to be perfect at one thing. It was just good at being a phenomenal stealth game, and even though they probably weren't trying to perfect it, I think they did. And it's really rare that a game comes out and does exactly what it sets out to be, but for Dishonored, for the stealth genre, for true stealth gaming fans, it's an absolutely incredible experience, creating spaces that feel alive, reactive, utterly unforgettable. And we just don't get that anymore. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky in the future. We did get a Dishonored 2, which again is just as good, if not better, than the original. And we got a little spin-off as well, but since then we've had nothing else in the Dishonored universe. Maybe we'll get lucky down the line. Maybe we'll get a third game, or maybe we'll get a game set in the same universe but as a prequel or a late sequel or something. I'd like to revisit this universe for something new. I've 100% of both games, but they're phenomenal. And like I said, while it wasn't trying to be everything, and they weren't trying to be perfect at one thing, I think they did in the end, whether they meant to or not, they nailed it. It's got some of the best level design in stealth game I've ever played, both the first and second game. So if you've not played Dishonored and you're a massive stealth fan, highly recommend. If you have played Dishonored and it's been a while, just revisit it, play a mission or two. Don't play the whole game again if you don't want to, but just dip in and just have another go. And you'd be surprised at how many things you didn't notice the first, second, or even third time you played it. But that's it from me. That's my video on Dishonored. Obviously an older game, but I wanted to make something a little retrospective on something I thoroughly enjoyed 100%ing, that and its sequel. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know, which Dishonored you prefer, 1 or 2. Let me know kind of your experience, what your favourite mission is, things like that. Obviously new to the channel, subscribe. I drop a video every Friday, and I have shorts then running throughout the week at 1 o'clock every day. And that's about it from me, guys. Not sure what I'm doing about Christmas yet, I'll be completely honest for the video. I will hopefully get something sorted. I don't know whether to do something Christmas themed, it would probably make sense, but let me know. But yeah, much love. Going to let you guys go because I need to start packing, because I'm actually staying away from home for this weekend, so I need to get a move on and get this video done before I leave. I haven't even packed yet. So much love, guys, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.